Today we're going to learn how to deadlift. The deadlift is a great exercise to work the lower posterior chain muscle groups with emphasis on the hamstrings and glutes. Deadlift is basically just bending down to pick something up off the ground. This is a movement that everyone does on a daily basis, but many people do it incorrectly. Poorly executed deadlift, or rounding of the low back, or inward collapse of the knees and bending down to pick up a toddler, can lead to a multitude of injuries. Today we will work on proper technique with Megan. This technique will help her avoid injury during heavy deadlifts and through repetition. I also hope to ingrain this motor pattern in her head so that the next time she bends down to pick up a pencil, she will do it with proper form.
Learn how to do a deadlift with Megan here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our shoes off because our shoes are a little bit of a heel lift, and we don't want that because it's going to put all of our momentum forward, going back, so we can push through our heels. Alright, so first we're going to walk yourselves up to the bar, your shins up next to the bar, feet going straight ahead, just underneath the hips. So not too wide of a stance, not too narrow either. And before we even bend down, we're just going to brace our spine. So you need to squeeze your butt, and then roll your shoulders backwards, externally rotate, tear the floor apart with your feet, activate your glutes, and then pull your ribcage down, tighten your tummy up. Alright, now we're just going to hinge forward the hips, stick your hamstrings back, bend your knees a little bit, so you get down, grab the bar, and cut.
Notice the valgus inward collapse in Megan's knees. This can lead to injuries of the MCL, medial meniscus, and or the bony and joint capsule structures in the medial knee.
Okay, we're going to stop that Megan. Just set the bar down. Nice. Alright, so as you can see, Megan's knees are coming in, valgus collapse. It's because she's not turning her glutes on at all. So, yeah. So the supplementary exercise is to get her to fire her glutes. So we're going to take this, well, this is 2 keychains, but you can use a band as well, it works too. And we're going to do move away from that a bit. We're just going to do a single leg deadlift with me pulling her into her mistake, so she has to fire her glute over here. She comes into the deadlift. We're just going to pull on her into her mistake, so she fires her glutes. Remember to turn those on. Try to fix that motor pattern. Alright, before we work on grip, we're just going to make sure that Megan's braced and ready to go. Nice flat back, head's neutral. Knees are starting to come into it, so just try and think about pulling the floor apart with your feet. There you go, goes nice and wide. And then we're going to talk about grip. She's in a pronated grip right now, which is probably the best for transfer to other Olympic movements, for front squats or clean and jerk. So we're going to work on that. If she's doing a max 300-pound deadlift, they better do an alternate grip so the bar can't roll over her fingers. But we'll work on this for now. Also with the pronating grip, she can take the tension of the bar by externally rotating her arms, just like you're kind of pulling the bar apart. Take a little more tension out. Alright, so now before we lift, take all the tension of the bar. So we're going to lock in our lats, tighten those up. Externally rotate your arms, try to break that bar apart. Keeping your feet, spreading the floor apart. Then, as we go into our lift, you're going to bring your hammies back. And you're going to get all the way into your heels. Now you're just going to stand up, push into your heels, bring your hips forward. Hinge right to hip. Let's go back down. Do 5 deadlifts here. So we're going to, before you go down, come back up. Make sure we brace, squeeze your butt, take your shoulders backwards, tighten your tummy up, and then spread the floor apart, hinge at the hips, and your knees a little bit. Perfect. I'll see you do a couple. See if there are any mistakes. Just keep a nice flat back, neutral head. You should really push your knees out. So in the last couple of reps, notice that Megan's forward, their shoulders kind of rounding forward. So that's just means she's not locking her lats or mid-back. So bring it back, we're gonna brace.
By rounding her shoulders forward and not taking the tension of the bar, Megan puts herself at risk for shoulder injuries. Rounding the shoulders is a poor position to be in because it can cause problems down the chain, such as flexion of the thoracic spine, which can lead to back injuries. This proves it is very important to ensure all joints are stable and in proper position before executing a deadlift.
Tight tummy, into the hips. And just either soft right now or turn rock hard. So your shoulder blades together. There we go. Now I won't round forward. Come up. And do one more without me there. Make sure his lats are rock hard. Pull those shoulder blades together. Alex, a lot better. Nice and braced. Nice flat back. Neutral head. Nice here. Knees are coming in. Turn your boots on. Oh, that's a thing of beauty.
Because Megan is only deadlifting recreationally, we will not attempt a 1 rep max, but will rather use her predicted 1 rep max and then calculate the load needed and match it with the correct number of reps. She'll perform 3 sets 3 times per week in her exercise program. The end.